Hello everyone. In this video, we will analyze the Indian Express of 29th May. As you can see the headline, which is the statement by our Honorable Prime Minister at the inauguration of the new Parliament building, that some dates become indelible signatures of history on the forehead of time. So basically, this statement is for the new Parliament building, which is very symbolic in nature. There are also some protests which was going on in the parliament in which some opposition members boycott the inaugural event because Prime Minister Narendra Modi had decided to inaugurate the parliament building by himself and sidelining the President of India. But still, the inauguration happened on 28th May 2023, and the important thing here is that you have to get an idea about the symbolic nature of parliament. Now, let's go to the next page. As you can see here, that there is a small article which talks about the Bengal installation in the new parliament building. I have already discussed about the Bengal tradition and the Chola dynasty, the relevance of the Chola dynasty in the recent times in our 25th May newspaper analysis video. You can refer that video for this particular part. The other article mentioned the 101st episode of Man Ki Baat by our Honorable Prime Minister, in which he talked about the Savarkar's sacrifice. You can just get an idea about the personality of Savarkar. That is it. Now let's go to the editorial page. In this, we can see here that the first article talks about the nutrition in a warmer world. Now, at the Hiroshima Summit 2023, the G7 nations stressed that the peak for global greenhouse gas emissions should be reached by 2025. They also committed with acceleration agenda for G7 countries to reach net zero emissions by around 2014 and urged emerging economies to do so by around 2050. China already committed to net zero by 2060 and India by 2070. They discussed also on agricultural research, development, education, and extension, which can be a probable answer to tackle climate change. Now, ARDE is very critical for improving resource, especially for natural resources such as soil, water, and air. The development of seeds that are more heat resistant is already a reality. Now, scaling up such experiment is very critical, and that is where one needs a large allocation of funds. Now, in India, we need almost to double our budgetary allocation for ARDE. And in this context, if the union government can reduce its fertilizer subsidy and the state governments their power subsidy and redirect those savings to agri research and development, ensuring research intensity to be at least 1%, the results would be much better in terms of food and nutritional security in the face of climate change. The important policy here is also that PM Pranam Yojana. You can refer that policy PM Pranam Yojana, in which the central government primarily focused on the reduction of the usage of fertilizers in the respective states. Now, if you refer that policy, the central government is also talking about setting up some research and development centers in the respective states where fertilizer usage is less. Now, in this editorial page, the other two articles are talking about again the parliament building and their symbolic nature. As you can see here, that they are discussing Bengal scepter, which represents tradition of ethical spiritual authority over political authority. And in this article, you can see that they discussed about the Prime Minister Nehru and the 1947 era as well. Now, as per Indian coronation rituals, the king, after formally ascending the throne, proclaims three times that nobody can punish me. And the priest would then come forward with his secret scepter and proclaim three times that Dharma will punish you. So basically, again, these two articles are talking about Sengal tradition, the Chola dynasty, and again, you can refer to the 25th May newspaper analysis video to get an idea about the Sengal scepter and the Chola dynasty, because this thing was already explained in the editorial analysis. I guess it was an on Indian Express explained video, right? So let's go to the explained section. Now, in this explained section, there are two articles which are very important. First one is NAVIC launch. Now, the Indian Space Research Organization, which is also known as ISRO, will launch the first of the second generation satellites for its navigation constellation. It is launched by a GSLV rocket from Sriharikota. Now, all 7 satellites currently in the Indian Regional Navigation Satellite System, named NAVIC, weight are much less. The last IRNSS satellite, which is IRNSS 11, was launched in April 2018 to replace an older, partially defunct satellite in the constellation. The satellite will have a rubidium atomic clock on board, developed by Space Application Center, Ahmedabad. The article also discussed about the frequency that is the most commonly used in global positioning system, which is also known as GPS, the L1 frequency. This frequency is among the most commonly used in the GPS system and also increase the use of the regional navigation satellite in wearable devices and personal trackers that use low power single frequency chips. The second generation satellite will also have a longer mission life of more than 12 years, as the existing satellites have a mission life of only 10 years. Now, the advantage is that India is the only country here that has a regional satellite based navigation system. There are 4 global satellite based navigation systems such as American GPS, Russian one, the European Galileo, and the Chinese one. Now, once fully operational, the Indian satellite will be accurate up to 5 meter and restricted signals will be even more accurate. While GPS signals by contrast are accurate up to around 20 meter. Now, India is also working on to set up ground station in Japan, France and Russia as well. Now, the last article today in this newspaper analysis video, we will discuss about the new coin which was released by our Prime Minister Narendra Modi. So, to mark the inauguration of the new Parliament building, Prime Minister Narendra Modi released a coin of rupees 75 denomination. Now, India has been issuing these coins since 1960s for various reasons. The composition of the current coin is 50% silver, 40% copper, 5% nickel, and 5% zinc. The face of the coin shall bear the lion capital of Ashoka pillar in the center with the legend Satyamev Jayate inscribed below, flanked on the left periphery with the word Bharat in Devanagari script, and on the right periphery the word India in English. The other side of the coin displays an image of the new parliament building. The inscription is written in Devanagari script on the upper periphery. The words Parliament Complex are in English on the lower periphery of the coin. Now the question comes that can you really spend them? The answer is that no. Now the answer is that to acquire these coins, one can visit the website of the Securities of Printing and Minting Corporation of India Limited. Such coins are meant to be just collectibles as their worth may not necessarily be the same as their face value. In 2018, the Government of India issued coins of rupees 100 denomination to honor former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee, but it is currently available on the website for rupees 5,717. The coin is also 50% silver. So the last question is that who can design and mint these coins? The answer is that the Coinage Act 2011 gives the central government the power to design and mint coins. The RBI rule law is limited in this, while center release these coins according to the choices. It also mean they can also release these coins at the request of the third parties. All these coins are minted in the four centers, which is owned by the government of India, which is located at Mumbai, Hyderabad, Kolkata, and Noida. Now, India released the first coin in 1964 in honor of our first Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru, who passed away that year. So that's it about the Indian Express of 29th May. Thank you.